Oh, I forgot to take the image off again. All right. Not the worst. Okay, there we go. All right, well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking. Welcome back to our editing stream. Um, things have not quite gone to plan, let's say, for today. Firstly, I actually was going to work on basically on my own scene of this, as in putting together like the pieces that I've done in green screen for Morwen and Judas particularly. Problem is, I haven't actually finished with those yet, so I haven't done the render of them. I might show them off a bit later, maybe do a bit more mouth syncing. But because we did that last time, I'm going to focus on this scene here, which is one that Aiden has worked on that I need to apply some changes to, basically. As in like I need to like add the animated mouths and such. Yeah. I'll explain more about that in a second. But the other thing that hasn't gone to plan is that none of my guests have shown up. Three of them actually were supposed to be here. Two are nowhere to be seen. One of them had a prior commitment, but is actually in the chat. So hello, Bon. Thank you for being here regardless. I see the chat's talking about butterflies right now. Butterfly. Yeah. So I guess it's just me for the time being. So I will definitely crank up that music once I finish talking, because I know that's like one of the things that, is a major part of this. But also, yeah, so what I was saying before is that this scene here particularly, you'll notice as we go through, yeah, it has no animated mouths. So basically what we do in Mutant Girl Productions now is that is that we actually I get people to do like the either screenshots or screen records. We switch to screenshots. In fact, I was supposed to market the stream like that, and I forgot to do so. Again, not according to plan. And then that's all synced up. So basically, I'm just putting the mouths in, because that's the part that people often panic about, or possibly don't have the means to do so. It really does depend. Really gets editing streams to pass the time. Well, I mean, yeah. Usually, that's that's a fair point. Also, if your friend's feeling a bit better and sleeping, then okay. I mean, sure. If you're up for that, but I know that that's not necessarily always there. Is that might not be ideal. But yeah, I'll send you the link. See how you're feeling, and then I'll check in the back rooms in a moment. So yeah, thanks for that. And yes, like this ultimately, kind of only really works with guests, because otherwise all I talk about is the editing itself, and there's nothing in between. Usually it's best if there's like three people, so that then if one of us zones out and talks about something else, the other or starts like really has like hyper focus, then we've then we need to then like the other two can entertain the chat, is what I was going to say. So yeah, for now it is just me, and yeah, I'm actually immediately going to apply the biggest fix when my first choice like my friend. Yeah, okay. Again, ultimately up to you. I can possibly think of something. I've got my phone up so I can read the chat this time. I saw the complaints, so yeah. But before we get to do anything with mouths, actually, I realized there's actually an issue with this scene that I said I was going to be able to fix, and I will now proceed to do so. So basically, you see here, Kylie's eyes. They're supposed to be green, but because, of course, they're all green screened in, because this background no longer exists in Gacha Life 2, they're all so this is all, artificially inserted. I think you can possibly, yeah, you can tell a little bit with around Pete's outline. I think actually can't do much about that, unfortunately, but I can do something about the eyes. Actually, I'm going to show you all how to fix that. That's a technique that I have definitely learned over the years. So there we go. If we just go into here, first of all, insert generated media, solid color. Now, I don't have the exact shade of green. Oh, wait, no, I do. I think it is literally just... Oh, wait, no. Did I call it gacha green? I didn't. Although I should have done. there's a slightly different threshold for gacha green, I think, usually. I can't really replicate it right now, but yeah, we'll actually wait, no, it is a darker green, because if it were actual gacha green, these eyes would be fully transparent, and they're not. But for now it's fine. I just need something down there. I will change that before I actually render the scene. Okay. Oh, and Bomb was saying that he does the same thing. Good to know that I'm not alone. But yeah. The other option, because there are multiple ways of doing this. Oh my goodness, I just realized that is the screen. The screen got off? Oh, what the heck? Oh, that's weird. For some reason on my phone, I can't see the screen, but on StreamYard it seems to still be it still seems to be showing it. I don't know. Also, I realized that I forgot to that I'm going to switch modes actually. I'm going to instead actually give me a second. I'm going to do an entire screen thing rather than just rather than just like just the one thing, so you can actually see like the extra layers, because I forgot that Vegas doesn't do that. Oh yeah, so I was going to crank up the music, wasn't I? Okay, I'll do that as well. Sorry, tab open. Okay. All right, let's do some Chris Geddes. Let's see what this one is. Don't you hate when your mind completely blanks on a word in the middle of a sentence? Yeah, it's especially bad when you've got no guest to counterbalance off of you. And you just have to like sit there while the chat waits for you to finish your sentence. You can't finish your sandwiches if you've got no sandwiches to finish. Okay, here we go. I haven't put audio on, but I've done for everything else, so you should be able to see things now. And again, I really hope that you can see, all of you can see like on your phones. Anyone on mobile, can you actually see what's going on? Because I don't know why it's not showing up for me, but it is on StreamYard. So yeah, someone tell me if that's an issue, please. Okay. In the meantime, for those who can see, you should hopefully see this extra window that I've opened up here, where I can actually really go in and once again apply some masking, which I haven't done for some time, actually. It's been a hot minute. I think I was saying before, the other method you can do is also involves masking, and it involves making a separate layer with this like a duplicate layer and changing the hue of the eyes and of everything. I forgot how to do that, but that's how I discovered masking, actually. Either way, it's not strictly necessary. There you go, the track's looped already. Also, you need a negative mask, not a positive one. For both of them, ideally. Please. Hello, there we go. That looks demented. If I change I wonder if I change the opacity of this. Ah, there we go. Okay, that's much better. I have to check if that's the exact like color or not. Also, bear in mind that usually this kind of thing will move around, as in like, you know, like you need to move the mask as you go through normally. The thing is, this is an Aiden scene. So that means that basically, if I remember this correctly from when I watched it earlier, yeah, Kylie just doesn't move the entire time. So we're good, pretty much. Once we've adjusted the mask a little bit, so it's not like, you know, engulfing like part of her skin, you can sort of see there. Once that's sorted, then we're good to go. Don't talk about sandwiches, it's gonna make me hungry. I just ate a few seconds ago. You sound like Odd De La Robia. A reference that would be appreciated if Ghosty were also here. Just checking the back rooms. No, okay. Just making sure that Ghosty didn't, like, decide to appear again. I found out through Bond that she wanted to be here, so I'm just having faith that that's going to end up becoming the case at some point. And this is the part where I normally go very quiet because I am intensely focusing. Okay. One thing that annoys me about masking is that like every time you press the undo button, it needs to like recalibrate and load. Like it didn't just receive an input seconds prior. But then again, you know, it's the kind of thing that you would say to somebody who grew up with 90s technology, and then they'll be like, oh, well, you know, imagine what it must have been like back in the day. Which is fair. But also, what the heck? We're supposed to be moving forwards, people. Okay. Let's change the track now. It needs to be something a bit longer. What's after this? Oh, okay, well, this is longer for sure. Alright, would it be against me eating on the stream? Probably be quiet. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead. We can even small talk if you want, considering there's not much in the way of conversations to talk about relating to just editing. So like that would probably be like a major incentive now that I've said that out loud. Okay. This is the part that gets complicated, because her hair is in the way. We don't want to have her hair have random parts. I say this knowing full well that I'm probably not going to even like frame her close enough to be noticeable. You see, I too have a slight perfectionist side of the brain that I keep advising people against, and in some cases live by my own advice. This just happens to not be one of those cases. Another problem is that you can actually do this kind of thing where it's like on a... Where if it's on a curve, then they're already like created with angles, which is fine under normal circumstances, but in this case, can actually be a little bit bothersome, because you just want the up and down, you don't want the angle. It's the kind of thing that I normally do to like, you know, to music or to Avantris episodes. I've actually been listening to a lot of Avantris recently, particularly because for carnival festivals, I actually I had several like delays, which meant that I missed like any hope of having like public transport take me to the neighboring town. So in order to keep my promise to the students, in order to actually get to the neighboring town and their celebrations, I actually had to walk for an hour and a half to the nearest, well, not to the nearest town, but to the town that was, you know, where the celebrations took place. and then an hour and a half back. So that happened. Oh, good grief, what have I done here? All right. And back another one. There we go. I was going to say there should already be a keyframe here. What was like? Why did I mention that I did the walking? I forgot what point I was trying to make with that. Just a thing that happened in my time, I guess. Music is too loud now. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Is this a new episode or it's a remake of previous? Yeah, so yeah, Bond's already covered that. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, and people complain about dead air again. I am improvising as best I can with conversations. That would be why I was just talking about that kind of thing. About my walking experience. Maybe, maybe not. I genuinely forgot what point I was trying to make there. What was I talking about before? Something, anyway. That might be... Oh, yes, Avantris. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. So, while I was walking back and forth, I was listening to Avantris with my headphones and, you know, connected to my phone via Bluetooth. That's what I was trying to say. There we go. We got there eventually, people. We got there eventually. You know, it takes a while, but, you know, we always pull through. Always go with the flow and work it out. Bro, I don't know. Okay. Need another one in here. All right. What am I making? This is so cool. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Starichi, you're new here, so you don't so you're not familiar with my actual gacha show. So yeah, this is for the remake of episode 7 of The Mutant Girl, which is a show that I've been doing for nearly 6 years, and this is for the 6th anniversary. Every anniversary, I remake one or two episodes, depending on how they kind of connect. It used to be 2, but I kind of downgraded to 1, partly because of stuff going on, but also because, honestly, they don't connect as well as the first ones do. As in, like, they still flow after each other, but they kind of, like, exist in the, you know, like, in the... They end where they're supposed to, if that makes sense. Aiden wanted me to release, you know, 2 episodes separately because he wants all season 1 to be remade. I was putting my foot down about that because the series is still going, and yet season 3 has taken just an ungodly amount of time. But hey, that's partly why we're here, actually, testing out a more efficient process. Not like right this second, but I'll show you in a second once I get to screenshots versus screen records. Does this work for the harems? I think so. Yeah. So yeah, basically what I was doing here was because this character's eyes are supposed to be dark green. I'll have to fix the hue later. I needed this layer down here so that this is a green screened character, so that's why. I'll come back to her. The main thing I want to do here actually is work on the animated mouths of the characters. At this point, I'll be working with audio, so I'm probably going to be... I was going to say, the people talking in here would focus on... if I zoned out on them, then maybe that would be the issue. An issue, but no, I don't have that. It means I have to stop and listen. I did animated lip sync for my series, like 3 episodes, I think. Then I figured out how to do automatic, and it made it actually look good. It saved me so much time. Well, in that case, maybe you and I have to have a conversation about that at some point. Not to say that I don't have a system here, and also, this is a scene... I said it before you joined, but Aiden made this scene. which means that he has actually made it so I can save a lot of time, actually. Wait, I just realized this line from Pete is supposed to be reading the text message, but he's not looking at the phone, nor is he holding it, so... Okay. So this is the issue sometimes with... So the way that Aiden has helped me, like, save time with this is by... Well, I mean, this might not be like to save time for me specifically, but it's a thing that he does. Whenever he works with Gacha Life 2, he never tilts the heads of the characters, which is exactly how it looked in Gacha Life 1. But the problem in this situation is that now with Gacha Life 2 kind of like saying the precedent, and even Gacha Club, honestly, for the past, honestly, like 5 years or so since Gacha Club came out, almost, we've had the ability to turn the characters' heads, which means that actually he should be looking down at the phone because this line is him reading the text message that Marwick has sent. So it kind of, yeah. I'm gonna have to fix that with angles or something. Might have to possibly create a text to go here and then mask this phone and then put it on there, actually. Maybe. I'll do the mouse for now and I'll come back to that. That's a decision for another day. For now, I just need to figure out like what mouth I can actually use. So BB read that out in a mocking manner for some reason. So I'm going to try and figure out where the pouty mouth is. That's not the pouty mouth. That's not the pouty mouth either. I think it's this one. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see. Starty being here reminds me to make a story for Julienne. I've transformed into a magical girl. Their hero name is Rosette, and they have a little Cupid companion named Florette. Ah, fair enough then. Alright. Is the Vegas PC upgraded? So I don't know where my Vegas crack went. Oh, I see. Well, if Live 2D, I don't know. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Yeah, you just said I use Live 2D. Yeah, since I don't have Live 2D myself, that doesn't really tell me much. Maybe I'll look into it for like next project and then see if because I did actually during Black Friday I actually got a deal on Moho to see if it actually like helped with the animating process. So far it hasn't, but maybe it's something to look into for like another gacha project. This one has a deadline, so I'm not experimenting too much for this one, but I'm gathering knowledge, which is what I normally do around this time. But yeah, for the time being, this is my method. Make sure to reverse that. So I have a different method for when characters have tilted heads, which means I will show you what I'm doing for my scene that I have that I'm working on, as in like the one that I'm green screening for. So for those who are new here, the Mutant Girl has several editors who are in charge of recording different scenes. I tend to release the scene descriptions and the audio on the Mutant Girl server for the editors, and then they claim whichever ones they want for the episode in question. And Aiden has claimed the vast majority of them. So, but well, including this one, which he's already finished. I'm left with one this time, but I can show you that later because I'm again halfway through that, and I have a strategy, I have a method. Just like for syncing mouths, if I have if I know there's a closed mouth that's somewhere nearby, I can make sure that it's roughly proportioned with the character. just to make sure the mouth doesn't look like horribly like, you know, missized or out of place. It does. That it looks like it's too far down. Honestly, the like for angles I have a method, but for positioning, I just kind of have to eyeball it most of the time. I did used to have versions of the mouths with like the heads with like a head around them, so I could actually position them in that way. I may go back to that in the future. But yeah, for now, let's see what that's like. Yeah. Okay. Oh, he changed his position here. Okay. I was about to say, like, the line sort of, like, ends at this point. Another thing that Aiden's done to help me out. I don't know how much of this is, again, him actually helping me out, or him, you know, giving into the anxiety and not wanting to experiment with this kind of thing. That still looks too far. That still looks too low. Just slightly. Actually, I'm just going to use the original resolution. Julian's. You say I mean hey if it looks good. But yeah. You say if it looks good, but I mean it will with your method maybe it will look good and also be efficient. I'm probably going to change the angles later. Well, the bigger piece of advice that I give to gacha tubers is to pre-render their scenes, and by that I mean that once you've got all the stuff in place, you know, do a render of it and then do angles and all of that stuff and panning shots. It just saves on people having to resize a bunch of times. So yeah. Also, I am not currently in college, Starichi, but I will still look into whatever subscriptions might actually, you know, help out. Maybe I'll look into some tutorials first before I decide to commit to it. I only got Moho so quickly because it was a Black Friday deal. Yeah. Okay. Giving into the anxiety, poor Aiden. Yeah. This is like one of the big like debates that we have. You know, as well, even like even when it comes to recording songs or when it comes to like, I just speaking of Aiden, he was supposed to be here today. It's like, go check in the back rooms again. No, he's not here. Yeah, it's one of those things where because of like when Fallen Angels first started, again for the new people, Fallen Angels is Aiden's gacha series, set in the same universe as Mutant Girl, like several other projects are. When it started, because of his connection to me, even before the connection to Mutant Girl was revealed in universe, the shows were still heavily compared to each other. Mutant Girl by this point was in its second season, and I had like a year and a half, you know, head start on working out how to do gacha. So even though Fallen Angels has like a better visual start than the Mutant Girl did, by the time that it came out, Mutant Girl was at a perceived higher level to Fallen Angels. So because of that, a lot of criticism like fell on him. Part of it was because he wanted me to review his episodes, but you know, like aside from me, because I was already, you know, I'm a co-writer, so I've already said a bunch of stuff. Yeah, from other people, and that kind of like cemented. Okay, well, you know, like when he tries to like go, well, it cemented two things actually. On one hand, you know, he was criticized for not being like as like adventurous or ambitious with some things that he could do. like a lot of things were, you know, played very safe, especially towards the beginning, like visuals wise, I mean. But then also as time went by, it just became like much more of a thing of like, okay, why not do this? Why not do that? In order to like, you know, elevate this further. You know, we're dealing with visual mediums, right? So so we should try and do that occasionally. Not like this stuff what I'm doing right now. This is meant to look like this is meant to look natural. This is meant to look like it's, you know, just straight from the app itself, even though it isn't. Yeah, but yeah, like that kind of like idea where sometimes you would like try certain things and they would be like shut down very quickly. Yeah, just like, okay, well, I'm going to ease out very slowly from this comfort zone that I have established myself to be in, and that's kind of, you know, that's part of what holds the visual back. The other part is saving time. You know, like shows like Mrs. Dysart, for example, are designed to be very, very fast on purpose. Like the scenes are short. There's not much that happens in the way of like actual, you know, action or anything. It is, you know, it is what like early Fallen Angels could have been if you were trying, you know, even less to push something forward. Yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah, so I'm just looking at the chats describing the Butterverse. The four butters, meaning the Butter Bunch in this case, different thing. Yeah. There's a type of rose called Damask Rose, and the heroes wear masks. I could call Julien's story Damask. Damask Rose is like Pink Julien's hero form. I mean, yeah, fair enough. It just sounds like Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon, personally, but, you know, that may not be the case. Okay. New mouth time. Again, it should be roughly in the same position, actually. I think this one will work. And then I can just paste event attributes. And that should be... Yeah, now it looks like it's too far to the side. Oh yeah, because the pouty mouth is like already pushing to the side, so it's already kind of like meant to be like that. So I do have to do a little bit of a fade in that case. Because you gotta have fades. You gotta have fades. Because you gotta have fades, fades, fades. That's how these vids are made, to made. Okay. That looks about right. Okay, now that looks too large. Maybe I didn't size these appropriately. Yeah, yeah, this is definitely a little bit on the big side. Let's see. Talk about me and my big mouth, but there you go. Okay. And then adjust again because it's, you know, off base now. There we go. And if that's the widest point, then we should be good. There we go. All right. And then this is a new pose. And by the rules of Aiden, that probably means the end of the line. There we go. All right, so now we need a layer for Morwenna's mouths. Any idea when Shorty will return to YouTube? Honestly, no. I've been in contact with him for a couple of instances. I think last time was because of the was it the birthday cahoots? I don't know if it was. Oh yeah, I think it was the birthday cahoots. But yeah, he said he was working on lore with somebody. To which I replied, lore, and he replied, lore, and that's the last we talked. So there you go. A very fruitful conversation, as you can imagine. Yeah. Okay, I'm switching the music now. It's been a couple of times around with this track. Pick another random one. Okay. I want to meet Shorty so bad. Sounds like such a good time. Honestly, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you obviously know what he's kind of like thanks to Taming the Bad Boy. Not the actual content itself. I mean, the parts where, you know, he was a guest and all. Of course. Okay. And then if I do that. Oh, I need to actually also. Chroma key this. Okay. All right. And since we have a closed mouth on here, we can actually... Oh, wait, no, this is formal winner. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, I don't have to flip the image then. That's right. I've been a fool. Okay. I don't think Aiden uses fades the same way that I do. You know what? I'm going to put this on Pete for right now. Why is it not moving? Oh, it's the other mouth. Oh no. I think I've messed that up then. Oh no, it is down here. Well, that should have... Okay, anyway, let's try that again. Okay, well now I can't see it at all. There it is. Okay. Alright, I'm going to size it to Pete, and then I'm going to plaster it on Morwenna. If the line looks super big, that's when you know that you've goofed in that situation. That's about the right size, because when it opens... That should be larger. I heard a beep somewhere. Wasn't someone's... Nope, still no one in the back rooms. Like, I'm hoping. Okay, I think it was the chat. Okay. Sweet goodness, I think of Mask on my bros thing playing that Dream song. Wasn't even part of that fandom. The Dream SMP haunts me. Maybe because they occasionally watch Tom Unit. I've been getting into Technoblade content. Fair enough. The Technoblade content that I've watched has been that has mostly been like either the trolling videos, specifically the Skeppy ones, or Potato War. Or honestly, like any Skyblock ones, I think. That's kind of my experience at the moment. Not really SMP stuff. I'm kind of waiting on BB for that. Because she at one point was doing a like fully comprehensive like edited project where like from, you know, in true BB fashion, recording like all of the lore that she possibly could from like all POVs, that try to like mash them together in some way that would be like coherent for new viewers, you know, rather than people watching, you know, during self-isolation because they had nothing else to do than watch like multiple perspectives of the exact same live stream going down in real time. Yeah. So that was the idea, but then someone on the line that she stopped kind of talking about that. Normally she talks about like the things that she's been giving updates on, even if it is just like private stuff on the Butter Bunch. The Butter Bunch has like an unlisted video called Dream SMP Episode 1, I think. Then I remember she was doing a novelization as well of the Dream SMP, like I guess that's like the new thing. but she's doing it in the way that it removes problematic figures from the SMP itself. So that's currently what's going on. I wonder if that's going to affect the actual edited form if she goes back to that. Will she keep in like the perspective that she thinks are important, or will she try and make the experience as a quote-unquote unproblematic as possible? I don't actually know. And whether or not you think it's better to keep the perspective in for the sake of history, or to try and erase them as if they never existed, is probably no wrong answer situation, I think. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Closed mouths. I said I was going to do a thing, and then I didn't do the thing. Sometimes I shock myself. Like a collar on Yuki. Alright. That should do the trick. Okay. Alright, let's change the music again. Okay. A lot of Technoblade quotes have become the vocal stims for me, especially Blood for the Blood God. BB also loves that one. I know the context for that one, but yeah, I haven't seen the original thing that brought it on. Okay. Now to decide, I think mouth 2 will work here. This, of course, is still much faster than the my angle method. Maybe I'll switch to that sometime soon, so you can actually see the comparison. What am I? Okay. There are some things like paste event attributes that I used to just not do, or just I didn't know existed. Also, some keyboard shortcuts in Vegas. Like over time, there are things that I have managed to do that have been a bit faster, but yeah, not to the extent that I would have liked. Yeah, the slide one when going, what am I going to do? I personally would have tilted her head back, so she's kind of like, you know, sighing to herself in that case, but yeah. Like, it still works. You know, it's just kind of the thing where, you know, it's kind of like with Gacha Review, you know? Even with my own series in real time, I'm still reviewing things, because of course that's how it works. Yeah, we have mouth 7, here it is. Oh, okay, there's actually 4 parts of this. Okay. I'm going to save mouth 7 because it's a pretty powerful one in comparison. I'm going to put that here. Is there a pose change? It should be... There it is. Aiden's gotten way better at pose changes, by the way. Like, I know that I've been, you know, kind of like critiquing him a lot in this, but like one thing he's really done that's improved a lot is pose changes. That was like one of the major complaints in early Fallen Angels. Because of course, like I said before, we don't use like the huge, like the big cartoonishly expressive gacha modes because it kind of like it diminishes the drama versus the comedy. So we kind of like are quite reserved in that regard. So we kind of like use like the eyes that don't look horrendous, which is why a lot of the characters that we have the same type of eyes. Mutant Girl has the issue that I decided to give them all pretty much the same eyes. Not reason that would come back to bite me later, because I was still making the show 6 years down the line. But that's neither here nor there. In the case of Aiden, yeah, that's one thing where that he's learned that, yeah, like, because with the faces, we have, like, the mouths and the eyebrows, usually. Maybe now with Gacha Life 2, restarting of the eyes and, like, rolling of the eyes and stuff, but, you know, for most of our time working on Gacha, that wasn't a thing. So what did we have instead? We had the poses. It's kind of like how Afmal describes, you know, the advantages and disadvantages of Minecraft, where for her shows, the only way to communicate like those emotions was through the voice. So of course, the voice actors being exceptional carried a lot of that, but also as time went by, the positions got better. And I think it was Bin of Trash in combination with Jason worked on a bunch of facial expressions to also make that process go better. And now it's animated. Okay, change. Oh, there we go. Now I go to the back room to change the music, and I see we've got people. Hello, people.
I have been fooling for 30 minutes.
I came home from
I've
work.
been here for like 15 minutes, Jacob. You came in and changed the music and didn't notice I was there. And I said it in the chat.
You know when I said that I was gonna like eventually end up zoning in at some point and just like hyper focusing, and then I'm gonna miss something obvious. Yeah, I think that was it. That was it right there.
How about the 3 things? 1, me being there. 2, me saying, oh, he didn't notice, LOL. And 3, me saying, I'm stuck in backroom limbo.
Yeah, well, 2 of them were in the same location. I'm seeing that now. So, in fact, I missed 2 things. I missed 2 destinations. I should say. Yeah. Sorry about that. But yes. Hello.
Like,
Hello
it's
to
okay. Like, Jacob, you noticed me coming in, but you didn't notice.
I think it's because you have face cam.
Like,
I think it's because you have face cam that immediately stood out to me.
I came home and was immediately exhausted.
I'll be sure to do this next time. Wave my hand in the air.
Oh, okay, there we go. Wave your hand in the air like you care very much.
I couldn't see your hand. I could just see a sunset void.
Well, you don't understand the background that came into this. Like, you don't understand how much grinding I was doing behind the scenes to try and even get here in the first place, just to have one of your guests show up anyway.
Just to have one of your guests show up anyway.
That is true. Yeah, Bomber's kind of meant to be like the essentially the emergency contact here because he's you know, taking care of somebody right now. And so he only kind of showed up as like, okay, well, you know, Jacob's getting desperate.
This guy's just sitting on a stream by himself and doesn't know how to small talk. He needs help right now.
In that case,
I've told stories. I've given a few updates.
Yeah, right. The stories that you just forget after you tangent somewhere else.
Well, I mean, they've served their purpose then. Apart from the one about Evantris, which
Sometimes
I then did move back to.
Sometimes I do question if you have autism or not.
I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm laser focusing on this, so that's probably why. Like, usually when it's Gacha review, I can handle both of them. And the chat as well.
By the way, I don't know who celebrates, but to anyone who celebrates, Joyeux Mardi Gras, tout le monde. It's a French holiday today.
Yeah.
My poor friend.
Normal to those who have the Spanish equivalent.
Oh, is that today too?
Well, I mean, it's still going on. Like the schools celebrated early because it's an actual holiday. So again, they actually so they decide, okay, we're gonna do celebration first and then give them the time off.
Yeah, all my roommates were all ready to go out, and I'm just like, oh, it's okay. I don't want to join the festivities. I just want to chill with the Butterman. Just leave me in the house by myself. I'm good. And then my poor friend. My poor friend.
I was gonna say, yeah, taking care of your friend makes sense as to why you're here, but I mean, I definitely wouldn't encourage anyone to skip out on festivities for the sake of this. Because as you just pointed out, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, listen, Mardi Gras isn't that big of a thing for me as it is for my roommates. They like party with this holiday, and it's a little bit like they're oh jeez, I can't use hand gestures. They're like at a 10 when it comes to celebrating, and I'm at like a 3.
Okay.
I'm a casual enjoyer.
You're a casual enjoyer.
It's a little bit too intense for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'd prefer to be spending my Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Ghost Kitty says, we need to infect the stream with more ADHD and autism. Yes, we do, because that's more entertaining. I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yes, we need to get the injector, put it straight into Jacob, and give him more autism.
That's not where I was going with that. I meant possibly through the use of having you here, but sure, that works too, I guess. Oh, this is where Pete comes back
gracious.
in. Yeah. All right.
Oh, is there egg in this?
Enjoying that egg, Ghosty?
No, I'm not.
Looks like we're both eating on stream. And here I was, like, asking permission to eat on stream.
I just eat.
Ghosty has
had
several meals over the years.
I would hope so.
There is even like one of the most shared clips on Discord of Gacha Review is yes, exactly.
I literally
so there you go. Yeah.
The burger moment.
Mm-hmm.
Notorious for almost killing me. And Jacob didn't notice.
I was a part of. Well, I mean, I noticed there's that burger one because that was specifically the one that BB called out. But yeah, like, the one that I didn't notice was you fainting. I like how the music cuts out right as I say that.
Which time?
If there are multiple times, then I guess I would say all of them because I was only aware of one.
Well, there are like fake faints, you know, like where like you put on the accent and then she jumps off screen. I'd count that. But if you mean like genuine, like passing out, then that's what I wasn't sure what you were involving in that umbrella.
Yeah, well, I was involving, you know, the actual time.
Yeah. I still can't believe that like that happened probably about a week after Ghosty and I were DMing about her illness, and I'm like, oh, like what should we do if you pass out on stream? And Ghost is like, that's never gonna happen.
and then it happened.
A week later.
It did in fact happen.
It was just like, oh, it happened, and then it just happened.
Why is... Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay, Bon, you don't want to know...
I genuinely thought you were messing around, too, because, like, it happened, like, right after we were, like, having our final thoughts. And Jacob had said... I think Jacob had said something, I think it was something funny, and then all of a sudden you were just leaning off screen. I'm just like, oh, okay, Ghosty's doing this bit again. And then you just weren't getting up, and I'm like, oh, Jacob.
I like how you said, I think it was something funny.
Well, I mean, it could have been something a little bit more like, because I'm trying to think of the things that triggers Ghosty to go off screen. So it could have been something like flirty or suggestive, I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
It wasn't
right.
Fluffy or
No,
Suggested.
no. Flustered Ghosty is very different to Fainted Ghosty in terms of energy levels.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, because when Ghosty gets flustered, she throws herself out of frame.
Okay, look, I thought maybe I'd missed the throwing part. Okay, I lag on streams.
You missed the throwing part, but you also found the part where she passed out and was still very much on camera.
No, listen, like one frame she was up, another frame she was down. So I thought I just missed the in between.
And then I made a
When
meme
she was
out
up,
of it.
she was up, and when
Yeah,
she was
and then
down,
you
she
made
was
a meme
down.
out of it. I don't know what to do when people do that.
You know what? Tamsin did something similar recently. She didn't faint; she just fell asleep. But I did call her out on this one. Actually, this is one that I did notice because I was like, you haven't said anything for a while. Are you still here? And then she like didn't respond to that. It's like, hello, you still here? And then she's trying to play off like, yeah, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah,
With no
Jacob,
face cam, but then she like clarified later because like whole like internal thoughts thing that yeah, that was what happened.
That's nuts.
Hmm.
Ghost Kitty says, also since Bon is in VC, I can threaten them even more. Counter argument, I could just not read your chat, Ghost Kitty. I think you don't understand who has the upper hand here.
This is true. You
and
underestimate
even
this power.
then, the gun emoji is a squid gun. So
But yeah, naturally there probably wouldn't be an actual gun emoji in the emojis.
no,
emoji
actually,
category.
there was a gun emoji in OS for a moment. An actual.
Gee, I wonder why it got
emoji.
taken out. But
Yeah.
weirdly, the knife didn't.
Well, apparently we, well, don't you know, knives are valid. Except butterfly knives, which are now illegal in France.
Hmm.
I'm not in France, so I wouldn't know.
No, it's one of those things you would probably. It's one of those you have to be there type of things. I just realized like how many other things I have here aside from Chris Geddes stuff. I still have the analog horror from.
Oh no!
that
Why do you
time.
always bring
I
that up when I'm on stream?
I didn't know. I just happened to see it. I also have KW's All of Me cover,
It's,
which I think I
it's
put
not
on.
that funny,
can't remember why I
man.
have
Like,
that.
it was funny the first 3 times. It's getting old.
It's time
I'm
to
not
get
saying-
extra. It's time to get
I'm not
extra
saying it's like the
kinky.
pinnacle of comedy. I'm just saying I happen to see it, right here.
You know what? I'm
I'd
also
seen something
confusing
else.
I'm confusing it with the other times where Emily ran the streams for like a good week, and that's literally all she would play as soon as I would join the stream. So I might be
Oh, okay.
confusing
Well,
it.
that yeah, I was gonna say like I haven't milked it that much. It's like I happened to see it here. Yeah.
Emily enjoys milking things.
Okay, never underestimate an American with a water gun, says Ghost Kitty.
Clearly,
Fair enough.
you know too many Americans, or not enough Americans.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's where Ghost Kitty lives, so I think that's probably stands to reason.
No, I'm talking to Bon, not...
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
It's because Bon, you read out a message from Ghost Kitty, and then Ghosty responded to you. So I thought she was responding to what Ghost Kitty had said.
That's because I didn't see what
Alright.
was in chat, because I've been working on another logo for somebody.
But I think it says
And I was
Ghost
like,
Kitty.
is that Bon talking? Is that Bon or is that chat?
Dude, after the ridiculous, like, politics stuff that's been going on, I never underestimate Americans anymore. I never did.
Mm.
I definitely don't today.
Oh, I'm
Hey,
tired.
it's not a good day
Because I would say that's an overestimation of Americans.
Today is not a good day for the Canadians, I'll say that much.
Today is also not a good day for other Americans either.
Not a good day in general.
It is a good day for somebody, but that somebody is a little too happy about it.
I don't know. We celebrated stuff today in Galicia, unrelated to America. That's all I know.
Dude, the contrast. Dude, this sucks in America. Dude, this sucks in Canada. Oh, I'm having a great time in Galicia. We're celebrating stuff.
it's like
great.
it's like that one like Drumsy quote was like, one out of 4 people are stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. Come on, take your buddy, baby, do that conga. Now you can't do this stuff any longer.
Life is great. Well, yeah, I mean, fair enough. Trying to transition off the clearly depressing topic.
Let's not talk about depression. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, I'll move it on. So I'll talk about my my hero's journey from not being a part of the stream to being a part of the stream.
Ooh.
So, like, I just felt so bad for my friend, and she's like, whoa, that was a loud noise. She's super sick. Like, she's got some sort of stomach bug, I think, which I feel like is kind of funny because the last time I was on a stream, which was the Jacob Kahoot, I was also having a stomach bug, but I think this is probably completely unrelated. Anyway, she just called it off. She couldn't go, and I'm just like, it's okay. I'll just call off the stream, and I'll just, like, we can just hang out together, watch a movie. I don't know. And then like we started watching the movie, and then she immediately falls asleep. So I just, like, turn the lights off, sneak away, and start watching the stream. And I'm like, it's okay. It's fine. This will be a nice, fun, just chill stream where I can get some more animation done. And then, I'm just like, it's okay, because, like, Jacob's gonna have plenty of guests. He's not gonna be there by himself. I don't feel so bad about this. None of his guests show up. And I'm like, well, that makes things difficult, but I'm sure Jacob will adapt accordingly. And all he can seem to do is frantically check the back rooms to see if anybody shows up, and just immediately heightening my my guilt levels. So I'm just like, oh my god, okay. I got, like, I'll put dinner on speed dial, make it as fast as I can, but no one can really cook, like, no one can really, like, quicken the process of boiling water. I went as fast as I could, and now I'm, like, finally here. I sit here for, like, 10 minutes waiting for Jacob to let me in, trying to get his attention by any way I can, and then lo and behold, oh, Ghosty's here. Oh, good. After all that, that's so great. Not that I have anything against Ghosty, but it was just the timing of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my hero's journey to get to this point.
Speaking of, I'm still checking to see if Aiden's here. Which, oh
Yeah,
wow, Ghosty just left during that time as well.
No. Ghosty left at the beginning. She's back now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Aiden actually might be streaming with BB right now because BB's got work. So she said she was going to do an Alan Wake 2 stream early on the Butter Bunch. And then I said to Aiden, hey, well, if you finished that stream early, feel free to join this one. So I guess he was always a hypothetical, really.
I didn't think they were streaming. I don't think they're streaming right now.
I don't know. I mean, BB said
No, they're not.
He was going to stream early, which means one of two things. Which means one of two things. Either BB's definition of early differs from mine due to time zones, which would make sense, or they've already finished and Aiden fully forgot that he said he was going to come to this as well.
No, they didn't finish they didn't even start it. I don't think the last stream that they had was let me double check.
I have a problem. I'm addicted to being a.wake. So
did it?
Yeah,
that was 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Ghosty, if you can hear me, Ghost Kitty wants you to look up a type of butterfly. If you read the chat. It's just, I think there's a simpler name for it if you've got dyslexia brain like I do.
Dyslexia brain real hard. I copy paste.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, just copy paste. That's the advantage of PCs right there.
Oh, there is.
No, I don't have dyslexia. Can I still spell things out? Probably not. Although my Siri suggests otherwise, and my script.
Oh, it's like a pretty yellow butterfly.
Oh, I thought it was green.
It is green. Colorblind, remember?
Oh.
It is green, but that's the problem.
Sorry. I forgot. I genuinely forgot.
I think Ghost Kitty might have also forgotten as well, because he just went, "Hey, Ghosty, check out this amazing green butterfly that I'm so obsessed with how green it is." And I was mentioning that in the chat earlier. Yeah, that's gonna go down well.
I'm sorry.
All right. Right, time to change the
God, I'm
music
so
again.
inconsiderate. By the way, Jacob, don't worry about guests. If Aiden is here, he'll probably type in the private chat, and we'll let you know.
Oh no, Aiden
Alright.
will type in the private chat. He'll be obnoxious in the private chat for a good few minutes.
That's his normal entrance
Yeah.
and exit.
Hmm.
No, his normal
I guess I
exit is drugs.
Drugs.
Well, yeah, it's more of a conversation like drugs, caca, or something, because he has so many different outros now.
It sounded just like him. He got like that nasally scream so well.
Also, Bun, the colloquial name for this butterfly is the emerald swallowtail.
Yeah, I know. Ghost Kitty said that in chat, and I think she is also suggesting that you put it through your colorblindness filter, because she said she wants to see how it looks for you.
Which means that I'm eventually gonna have to import that on, so I'll be.
I am so sorry, Jake.
Hey man, this is the disadvantage of having people on the stream. They're gonna want to show stuff.
Well, there's not even someone on the stream. That's just the chat.
That's actually true.
Yeah. By the way, I love this like beginning of stream. I wonder if Jacob has autism. Current point in stream. Check out this butterfly I found.
Okay, you know what? We've come full circle, all right? That was like the first thing we talked about.
Oh yeah, that is true. I did scroll through the chat to see if I could find like any nuggets that I would need to address before the stream started, and I thought that was not going to come back, so I decided not to.
Speaking of which, speaking of Butterfly, specifically the song, when's that new hit single coming out, Jacob? When's the other side of the story coming out? When's the man's perspective?
Once the thing that I'm literally doing right now comes out. Which, by the way, speaking of Butterfly, I actually do have that in my in the list here. I'm not gonna play it right now because it has lyrics to it, so it wouldn't, it would just kind of drown us out.
Probably
So.
overwhelm the people in chat as they hear like 3 or 4 voices at once.
Yeah, one of my biggest complaints with old gacha is the fact there were so many songs with lyrics that would be used as soundtracks.
Well, sometimes it would depend whether the thing's voice acted or not. Personally, I don't really mind gachas with like singing backgrounds or singing soundtrack backgrounds if there's no voice acting, so it's not really that distracting to me.
Yeah, like if there's voice acting and you have a song with lyrics, they kind of overlap with each other. Unless the song that's supposed to be in the background has some sort of filter on it to differentiate it from the people.
Maybe? I've never really seen a voice-acted gacha with singing soundtrack go well, honestly.
Like, it could just be me and my addiction to having a radio filter in Fillmore Wondershare.
Somebody say addiction?
I also have used some songs with lyrics in the past, but usually that's like if they're diegetic, like specifically Danny Gonzalez, has been it's like almost as good as be diegetic in Mutant Girl. So it's like, well, of course they would listen to songs with lyrics on if they're playing music because most people do.
And the U song.
Also, speaking of Ghost
and
Kitty,
the U song, which is also being played diegetically.
Speaking of Ghost Kitty and people forgetting how my colorblindness works, Jacob, I sent you an image.
Okay. Once I finish with this mouth here, I will put that up. I'll just
Ghost Kitty says, "Hey, I like colors and butterflies. Sue me." Angry face.
We're not suing you.
I am actively suing you right now.
We don't... taking you to court over butterflies is superfluous, unless you're killing them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Killing butterflies. Oh my god. Just got a wave of 2019 gotcha memes. Because that's the name of one of the gotcha meme songs used. It's called Killing Butterflies.
Ah,
I still listen to it from time to time. It's just a banger song in general.
fair enough. Butterfly. If I see them, they will die.
Oh! Oh god, no.
Okay, do I have enough space I need to get rid of? I had to get rid of Tamsin's art. Sorry, Tamsin.
Meanwhile, the opposite perspective. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like this guy. I mean, he's sitting over there just killing butterflies. What the heck is wrong with this guy? See, I can do it too. It's bad meter, but I can still do it.
Bad meter, but it's fine. And like, it is an improvised song for a stream.
Yeah. One thing that I'm terrible at is freestyle rapping, so I can respect that.
Let's go.
All right. Here we go. This is this is the colorblind filtered version of the Emerald Shallowtail, which I have not seen the original version of, so I have to look that up later. Ah, Swallowtail. Okay, it looks shallow from here. I'm kidding.
The Ouroboros.
It honestly looks like it has like glowing eyes. You know how like villains in cartoons have like glowing eyes if they have like mask or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like that's like the yellow, like the bright pattern looks like. And then there's the mouth at the bottom there as well. Even a little bit of a nose is on top of that.
All right, guys, I'm finished eating. Sorry if I was making any.
Oh no, it's fine. At least you're not like me who viciously stared at an egg. I'm not allergic to eggs. I just dislike the taste of yolk.
I have an actual like neurodivergent trigger. I hate the sound of eating, honestly. So this is quite a big trigger for me when I hear it, especially on stream or on a recording. It just drives me up the wall. So I was trying my hardest to be as quiet as possible because I know that if I'm pissed off by it, then other people might be pissed off by it too.
I'll try to eat as quietly as possible by default because
exactly.
mouth
That's
noises.
To do.
Yeah, it's a polite thing to do. That and mouth noises. Except for that one time, BB called me shorty and I choked on my burger.
There's nothing you can do about that. Ghost Kitty says, also, wait, what does Morwenna look like to Ghosty? Is Morwenna wearing green to Ghosty? Or do you see yellow as a different color? I forgot. Green and yellow in Ghosty's eyes are like the same color, pretty much. One is just a little bit darker. They don't, like, Ghosty's vision doesn't invert colors where yellow looks green and green looks red. It's just, it's missing the green part. And red, and pink, and purple.
Like, for me, it's just, like, I'm not actually missing purple. Purple just looks blue.
Yeah, you don't see purple.
Yeah, if a color looks like a different color, you're missing the color. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I love educating Ghosty on her own, like, physical illness. It's my favorite thing in the world. I love colorblind splaining.
Like, I seem to have to explain it every time because people forget I have it.
It's just been a hot
There's one
minute.
thing to forget that you... One thing that you have it, there's one thing to forget, like, the mechanics of it. There's I can understand people forgetting about like you having it. So like, but then if that memory comes back, normally I would think, oh, that means that they'll associate like, well, the mechanics are of that. They'll remember that's even a thing to begin with. But then again, for me, that's locked in the same place.
For you, that's locked in the same place. But for people, that might be locked in a few different places. Like a wonderful ghost kitty. Apparently.
Yeah.
So Jacob, since you're allowing small talk on this stream, which I was was riveted to hear.
Yeah, it's like if not, again, it would just be talking about editing. So yeah.
How do you have like a list for the like gacha reviews of the week, or do you just like pick and choose whenever?
Most of the time, I will go back onto the live page of my channel and then scroll through and look to see like, oh, okay, this thing came after this one. So if I'm going in a sequence, if not, I'll scroll through and be like, oh, I haven't looked at this series in a while, so I'll return to that. I used to have a list, but people kept on like adding more and more requests like every time. So it's like, okay, at this point, it's so volatile. There's no point me writing it down. So I'm just gonna either scroll. I'm gonna remember it.
Yeah, I didn't. I do actually remember the sequence because, like, I recall there was like a brief period, where you would alternate between Not Your Average Girl, That One Mute Girl, Witch Academy, and a Pops series of some sorts. So I remember that.
Yeah. So
like there would be times where I'd just be like, oh, what day is it? What did we just review yesterday? Ah, That One Mute Girl. I guess we're gonna be watching Witch Academy today. Ah, Witch Academy.
Yeah, and I worked it out the exact same way by going through the live section.
Apparently Ghost Kitty has a question for me. What is the logic behind colorblind? The logic behind colorblindness confuses me. The logics behind blindness confuses me.
I think what Ghost Kitty was trying to say was the logic behind colorblindness confuses me. The logic behind blindness confuses me. And I'm half blind. I don't think there was a question in there. I think she's just expressing.
Oh.
It's kind of complicated.
Yeah, it is complicated.
It's reaffirming that it's not just the colorblindness that confuses her, it's the thing that she has herself as well.
Did That One Mute Girl end?
Well, I'm actually not sure, because I know it had a season 2, but I think it might have like either left on a hiatus or it like actually ended after that point because the creator stopped uploading. Remember, there's that whole like mystery that keeps
period where everyone thought she died.
Yep.
I want to look.
So it has a final episode, and that's all that we know.
Yeah, okay, we left off on episode 8 to 10. 10 sounds like a ending episode to me.
By gacha standards, it normally is.
Oh yeah, the top comment. It can't be the end. I think it might be the end. Mute Spud, come back. Okay. Oh! Hold it. Nope, there's a whole other season.
And chat can see.
That was the season finale. So there is a whole other season with 9 episodes.
All right.
Oh my god, there's so many things wrong in the thumbnails. I can't.
Hey, it's better than the season 1 thumbnails that were literally just all the same image. Something that and Taming the Bad Boy have in common, actually.
Well, that was only for the first 3. Every time after that, it had some nice variation and some cool editing.
I do love how there's the one episode Taming the Bad Boy was called Sorry for No Thumbnail. As one of the only ones that had like a different image, which automatically made it stand out more.
Oh, there's just so many things wrong with these thumbnails because it's just bear in mind it's called That One Mute Girl. Now there's one with her standing in front of a singing talent show poster. And then there's another one where she is getting arrested? Like,
talk about the right to remain silent.
Yeah, well,
the thing about the talent show one is that she's not actually scientific. She's not like biologically mute.
I know,
she's
but
psychologically
like,
mute, so she can actually.
That the series is called That One Mute Girl. It's like having the mutant girl, very similar name, but the mutant girl, and then they just amputate her tail. She's not a mutant girl anymore, is she?
Mm-hmm. I have had that question, by the way. Why didn't she get her tail amputated? Because her body has adjusted like the blood pressure of having that tail. So if she like had it amputated, she would just like immediately spurt out all of her blood, basically.
Use a tourniquet. What are you talking about?
I mean,
I'd argue that the exit point, as of like the newest season, has grown too big for a tourniquet.
Really?
I would have thought so as well.
Your average size?
Yeah, like my logic is essentially the same as it would be for like giraffes. You know how because I actually saw this in a documentary once that that the giraffes have to like adjust like their blood pressure, or like like shoot blood across like at the top of their necks. You know, if a human had that exact same level of blood pressure, our heads would fly off.
Also, BJ, Ghost Kitty is still sorry for straightening an all-gay school. Thank you.
Here I am talking about, 2019 or 2020 gotcha trauma, and yeah, we've got something
You know what?
a bit more fresh.
You know what, Ghost Kitty?
In the style of 2018.
We all have those moments. I was the only one cheering to have the pregnant man be continued to be reviewed. And that was before I knew that they'd be throwing fecal matter like monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Blonde.
Yes?
We still have one more part for that, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
Look, I made a promise, alright? I'll be there.
So did I, yeah.
I just didn't expect it.
Dude, nobody was expecting it!
No one expects the fecal inquisition!
Fecal inquisition.
Our chief weapons are foul odor and surprise. Our two weapons are foul odor, surprise, and sheer trauma. Three weapons: foul odor, surprise, sheer trauma.
Oh my god. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
last editing stream, there were numerous moments where Jacob, like, pulled the most out-of-pocket, like, quote imaginable, and he got, like, dead air silence as a response to it, and the reason why he got it was because I was laughing so hard that I broke the sound barrier, and he never heard me laugh, so he just thought this joke died. I felt so bad. It happened like 3 times on that stream. I was just holding my mic too close. I just want to give you the
anything I said on that
reaction,
stream,
man.
so I don't remember anything you said on that stream. So so don't worry about it.
Oh, I know. Let me better watch it later.
Man, that joke didn't land, but like it did. You just sound barrier.
Okay. All right then.
Also, Ghost Kitty asked a question. Oh, wait, does that mean Shrek is yellow?
Yes.
Yes!
I would assume so. Yes.
Yes?
Anything that was green, yeah. I mean, you saw in the image, I assume that the image that you sent was not, an autumnal image before it got that treatment.
I
could be wrong, though.
What's that like? Yellow, I guess?
And it was all yellow.
Yeah, like, this is what I don't understand when people ask me, like, how does colorblindness affect your life? It's like, is this
No comment.
Is this thing that's a different color to me a different color to you?
Right? It's like, there's like, it's different types of restrictions, right? 'Cause it's like, color blindness, I argue, isn't that much of a restriction. It's just you see things, you just don't see the entire spectrum of colors that other people do. And I don't think that's a huge disadvantage.
No, it's not a huge disadvantage, but mainly I have problems, especially when it comes to traffic lights.
Yeah, I guess so. But couldn't you see, like, which light is being lit up? Because you
That's true. The one above is, I'm pretty sure universally the red one, or the one that would be red normally.
Well, you can just always assume, like, the top one, which is, in my case, I don't know what it's like over there.
Brown.
But, like, the top one is always going to be red. It's not going to change.
Okay, let me tell you the colors of the road. Let me tell you the colors of the road signs, or traffic.
Brown, and brown.
Brown, yellow, yellow. Yes.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, I guess that would get challenging. I'm more interested in Jacob's lack of sense, like lack of smell. That's fascinating to me. Because I've like, I don't know anyone like in real life who has this issue. I've definitely seen a few creators who have this issue, if not that taste. But it's just like, that's like one of the 5 senses you're missing there, my guy. Like,
Yes.
that's
And
nuts.
deaf people are also missing one of the 5 senses, and blind people.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with those types too. But again, this is like I said before, I haven't really met anyone with those types of disabilities, and so now to be able to like know one, you can imagine my fascination itches.
Yeah, a lot of people think that I can't taste things either, or that I shouldn't be able to taste. In fact, that's one of the reasons I used to not be believed, actually. Because, like, yeah, I know that for most people, smell and taste are connected. And it's because, like, one affects the other. But here's the thing. One affects the other if you have both. Otherwise, one just, like, kicks it on its own. Except if you lose one. There's one, like, that, like, and you're not, like, born with it like I was. Because, because I know that one of the things that used to be used to is used to identify COVID, actually, is if you can't taste food anymore. Because, obviously, if you have an issue with, like, smelling... because your nose is blocked because of a respiratory, it's a respiratory virus in the first place. That's one of the things to look out for. But yeah, aside from but that to my knowledge is only when a prior connection already existed.
Yeah, there's been one instance, or maybe 2 instances where I've lost my sense of taste or smell completely, and that was when I had the virus. I don't know if some people are sensitive when we bring up the name, but yeah, the virus.
When you say the virus, it makes me think of Internet Historian, and it makes me cackle.
Yeah, like I didn't believe the symptom sheet when it's like, oh, you'll lose your sense of smell and taste. I'm like, nah, that wouldn't happen. And then I lost my sense of smell and taste. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story of like how my mother finally believed me in the first place that I had no sense of smell?
No.
Ah, okay. So this was this was when I was, I think, maybe 8 or 9 actually, and I just gone off to a camp actually, because it was like a 4-day like residential school trip type of deal, and on the final day, I think I need the toilet, so I went back up to the room, and nothing happened there, or at least nothing that I thought. So then eventually, like on the bus back home, I noticed that because I put my cap down at the time, and then picked it back up again. I noticed that my cap for some reason had some of its paint missing. I was like, huh, how did that happen? Did I like wipe this or something? It was like, no, I definitely didn't do that. Did it come off in the laundry? Maybe, but I didn't notice it beforehand. Oh, so boy. Yeah, and then it turns out that my mum, the first thing she noticed when I came back was the fact that I had like a bunch of like blotches, like not just on my cap, but also like my other clothes as well. I'm just like, wait, what's going on here? It's like, have you what? That like this is a symptom of bleach. If you apply bleach directly to clothes, sometimes that's what happens. So my first question was, what's bleach? I was still 8 or 9, so I didn't know yet. Boy. And then of course it's like, did you not smell it? Apparently bleach has a very strong smell.
Yeah, it does.
Yes. So what happened was, because like it was the last day and the room had just been cleaned and therefore bleached, I went in not noticing, acting like nothing was going on, because for me nothing was going on, and then later on it's like, oh yeah, and I narrowly avoided, having irritated skin for a while. Somehow that didn't happen either.
Yeah. So, yeah, totally. Second word, like, and then your child comes home is like, why are you covered in bleach? Oh, what's bleach? Oh God.
But before that,
off to the hospital you go.
Yeah, before that, my mum always assumed that I was trying to make myself like seem special in some way, basically.
You are special. You don't need to try.
Well, maybe I did it at 8 or 9. I have no idea. Or before that, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes like kids will like make stuff up. Sometimes you'd like get away with something, or to elevate themselves. Yeah, that's what she thought was happening until much later. Yeah.
Dude, like, I had the worst case of special kid syndrome in the entire universe, okay? Like, I am notorious. My mother never leaves me alone because of how much I was so, like, invested. So convinced I was different in some way.
Yeah.
Also, Aiden is in chat.
Ah, there you go.
Also, Jacob, I'm sending you
Who's in
another image.
chat? Okay, I ththought you meant private chats. Okay.
I'm sending
No,
you
sorry.
this because Ghost Kitty asked what Shrek was like.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sending you this.
Oh boy.
Okay. In a second. Let's see. By the way, Jacob, I didn't add an exterior shot to scene 1. So you should add either the outside class or outside the school. I'll do that when I like combine the scenes together. This will be the pre-render with the mouths. Then when I put like the full project together, then I will add something.
Ghosty, send it to me. I want
Yeah.
it.
You also just reminded me. I could actually do the reverse. Actually, I could do like a skyline shot and then like have the scene like fade in through a pan if I actually remove the if I remove the windows actually. I just have like an outside, like moving skyline. I could do the opposite.
That's good. That's nice. That's a good idea, Jacob. Also, Bon.
Okay, you know what? That actually looks the exact same. Maybe Shrek's just yellow.
Is Shrek yellow?
What? Okay, hold on a second. Wait.
It looks the exact same.
Okay,
Come on, I
Shrek
can't be
is.
alone on this.
Okay, no, I see what you mean. Shrek is a light green, because you know how like green is like comments of yellow and blue. He skews more towards yellow naturally anyway. So no, he is greener than that normally. But
At first glance, I wouldn't think anything is wrong.
I think the main
also apparently
film
Aiden is at work, even though he said sure earlier. He seemed to have now.
Aiden and
rectified
commitment
his
do not
statement.
fit in the same sentence.
All right, let's bring up Yellow Shrek. I think it was this one.
Shrello.
There we go. Yep. So again, not super different. The background is, but like not super different, but different enough for you to notice that something is slightly off here. Yeah. Matt Greening was in charge of his design in that timeline.
Now we've got AI inbreeding Shrek.
Oh my. Okay.
Okay, so basically...
Oh, you haven't seen the Shrek 5 trailer. Oh, don't. Just don't.
Okay, so...
I don't watch trailers, remember?
Not even on
Normally.
your own time?
Why do I watch them? If I don't watch them on reviews, why do I watch them on my own time?
Because you don't typically comment on things like trailers.
Oh no, is Shrek 5 AI based?
It sure as heck looks like it.
I have seen thumbnails. I've seen thumbnails of like some of the characters, and it's like, okay, this definitely looks different. But then again, of course, it looks different. It's been however many years since Shrek Forever After came out. I think it's been like 15 years or something since that one came out. So of course, it looks different in some way. Whether that's good or bad is of course another debate, but it looks different.
Okay, hold on. I need to send.
Yeah, and again, you know that I'm most likely, depending on like when the movie comes out, I will probably end up watching it regardless. So again, watching the trailer for me is pointless if I'm already made up my mind on whether or not to see something.
All right, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
Floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat, whatever gets your ship in the water, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, Ghosty, there you go.
Usually, if I talk about trailers I've seen in the past, it's either been because I've like seen them on TV during ad breaks or on YouTube before I got premium.
Oh yeah, for some reason this looks very Stable Diffusion.
I assume you don't want me to send it to you, Jacob?
I mean, you can if you want. If you think it's important for me to see, then yeah, sure, I'll check it out.
I don't think so. I don't think it's that important.
Okay. You did also say don't check it out, so.
my gosh.
Yeah, but like,
It's messages.
Also, Bon,
get out of here, Tom Cardy.
Bon, here is one thing. Look around the collar of Shrek's shirt. You'll notice there's a new texturing. I like it. But why is the color of Shrek's shirt?
Yes, because color is something we can both agree is the same thing for both of us.
No, I meant the texturing.
Uh-huh.
I think that would be cool.
Can we talk about the fact that Fiona's wearing arm pantyhose?
Yes, she's also wearing Merida's dress from
Oh no. DreamWorks is copying Pixar again. I thought we were
Oh
past that stage.
no!
That was early Shrek mentality.
New Shrek, but also same Shrek.
There we go. That's the nostalgia right there. Different but the same.
Yeah. Josh says, I'm back. Is the editing stream going well? Let's ask Jacob that. How's the editing, Jacob?
Oh, it's well. Oh, the editing itself. You mean? Yes, that's going. That's going well. I think. Yeah, I would have liked to have finished this part already, but that's just how it goes sometimes. I do want to eventually switch around, like show you the other parts, but I mean, I've got. Actually, I've gone about halfway through. Yeah, I might switch over. But yeah, it's been going relatively smoothly so far, at least. No complications. But yeah. And as for the stream itself, definitely better with people here. That's for sure.
As they say, misery is better with company.
I suppose, yeah. Hopefully no one's miserable in this particular instance, but yeah, in general.
Also, Bon, I have sent you back the image, but
Yeah,
I have...
saw. I didn't want to keep commenting on an image that nobody else in chat can see. That's kind of exclusive.
Eee.
Just trying to move on a little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Here's an issue that I've run into that I can't fix. So like in my head, like I pictured the part where Pete's saying like, oh yeah, you and Marwick are friends. Like he's actually, somewhat
It's so weird
Right, like,
hearing that dialogue when I feel like I just watched that exact scene.
that because you did. That's what's on screen right now.
I meant, okay, you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, because you like recently binge watched the entire show. Yeah.
I'm taking a pause at season 3.
Okay, well that's fine.
Mutant Girl Goes to High School is 29 minutes.
Well, you know what? Given that season 3 only has 2 like numbered released episodes, the fact that they're at least longer is somewhat of a consolation for me.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but my concern right now is that Aiden kind of like has had Pete like very serious, up until this point where we haven't really gone to the stage where he seems to be like gleefully curious, just generally possibly concerned. And it's like, and it's one thing where it's like, okay, well that's technically not like incorrect. It's just that if I could go over that, I would, but there's not enough time to do so. So so sometimes I run into like those situations, but other than that, yeah, everything's been going fine. Yeah. So once I finish this one last pose, that's another thing as well. Like I said this to other people, but yeah, like because of how Aiden's anxiety fueled editing style works in this particular case, it's actually very easy for me to do what I need to do here.
So
my style, on the other hand, let's loop back around to possibly Julius here.
Oh wow, that's a really nice design in Gadget too. That looks really good. Nice and fresh.
I mean, I think it's supposed to look the same.
No, I just mean like
with shading.
I haven't seen the Gacha Life 2 design of Julius just in general.
Oh wait, actually, I think you have, but only briefly, because in season 6, sorry, not season 6, season 1, episode 6, the remake, he was in one scene in Gacha Life 2, the one that I did. So, but
Well,
yeah,
I guess I wasn't paying much attention. I really like the design. It looks really nice.
Yeah. Honestly, you know what? That's a good thing, because if you didn't notice, that means that we did our job and we covered our tracks.
Well, it's very. I mean, it's very clear. Like it's kind of funny because it's a bit of a whiplash to go from like really poorly like audio quality and some really obvious animation and editing bugs to just like really crisp mics with really weird, like really good delivery, but very strangely changed voice actors. Like 4 of them have different voices. It's a weird awkward in between when you go between those episodes.
It's one thing people got used to in the early days was constant rotating voice actors.
Yeah, especially with Marwick. I saw a lot of change with Marwick's voice actor.
Interesting, because we did one. There's one of the replacements from. Oh wait, that was Sebastian. Never mind. I was going to say one replacement for some actors like sound exactly the same as the one that came before, but yeah, not in the case of Marwick actually.
I think Marwick had like 4 different people voice acting him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this method here, you'll notice that with this one, the heads do in fact rotate. So what I've been doing basically is whenever I'm
just fangirling a little bit.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, the eyes are about to move as well. I'm going to do a fade in a second. Yeah. In this case, yeah. Oh yeah. Because the eyes are looking down. That's what you meant to say. Yeah. All right. See. Okay.
Oh no, I'm stimming. Oh no.
Another side tangent here. Some people have told me that some people are wondering basically like why new episodes take so long to release now compared to before. It's like, well, the editing doesn't seem that different if you compare like the remakes or season 3 or whatever. It's like, well, it doesn't seem that different, but that's kind of by design.
It's pretty different.
Yeah, well, okay, it's different to the early days, but I mean, like, the modern stuff looks relatively the same as itself, but, like, that's because most of the improvements that have happened since then have been, like, the stuff you're not supposed to which means that it's going to look the same to a casual viewer.
Yeah, but from an animator's perspective, like me, I could clearly see there was significant difference.
Yeah, so that's I remember Monet said that one of the big things with the hugely popular gacha shows is the fact that there's so many advances or things the way obvious live 2D animation or whatever they might actually use or front.
Yeah, that was the jump with the music breaks, right? It just went from stop motion just
essentially, and and give or take a couple episodes, Music Freaks pulled it off. Some of the other time it's not. People aren't so lucky, but that's one of the. That's the big thing. Like behind, even Unbounded, for example, even larger example of that. So it's like in some regards, it's great to see how that stuff gets applied, effectively, if it is effective. Sometimes when Winter Strike, for example, it's not effective. But yeah. And then she also alludes to the fact that she said you haven't evolved so much, you haven't changed what you've been doing, you haven't moved on with the times. It's like, well, you saying that ironically enough proves that I have in some ways, just not the ones that would net me their huge popularity as you are implying in this situation. But yeah. So what I do here, because of course it's like, well, how the heck do you adjust the mouse? Well, you see here how you've got labels here screenshot 127, 128, blah 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 blah. What I do for these ones, when I put angled 350, is before I take the screenshot, or possibly after it, if I forget, I look at the head rotation in Gacha Life 2. I make a note of which angle it's on. So when it comes time to apply the mouths, you go here, you see the rotation, is adjusted according to it. Sometimes they do like negative versus positive, but like
Yeah.
give or take, that's essentially what I do.
Man, it's just your style never ceases to make me feel bad.
Maybe that's what Stargy was referring to with the automated lip syncing. If maybe it was like parented to the character's head first, then maybe that would be like a different method. I can honestly see that actually now that I'm saying that out loud of doing the facial expressions with like a disembodied head and then rotating said head with the pose. Although I kind of feel like that would more or less be a similar situation. Maybe I'll
You
play
would
around
also
with that
have
some in the
problems with overlapping like hands when they're touching the face or the back hair as well. That'll be a
Oh,
problem.
I can mask around those. That's not an issue. I can cover that.
This guy. Like, I wish you could just watch me do probably 20 minutes of animation and see how significant of a difference it is to this.
You can do an editing stream if you want, or
I cannot
or,
now.
or I can. Well, I mean, or I can screen share from if you're doing something. I don't actually know.
Not if I'm on mobile. It doesn't work.
Oh yeah, because YouTube has that weird restriction around mobile live stream for some reason. Never understood that.
And also, when I'm streaming live, like especially when I'm sharing my screen, there's a much higher chance that I'm going to be showing some personal information that I had not intended to share, like a photo of some sort or a piece of like my personal email, things like that. I'm very cautious when it comes to that. I was super duper cautious on the Kahoot stream because that was the very first time I was sharing my screen. So I'm just like, anything here. Take away all my bookmarks, even though they don't reveal anything besides me playing Minesweeper from time to time. I'm just.
Well,
I'm so cautious.
this is why like before I do the full screen share here, I see like let's like close down like my other window so you don't see like how many like 10 billion tabs I have open. People keep on commenting about that.
Yeah.
So now it looks like I have two because I have the Marvick's birthday just in case I need to refer back to something. I haven't, but just in case.
Oh God, those eyes.
That was my first my first piece of fan art for Mutant Girl, not for in general. That was actually in 2015. But yeah, that's the first piece of Mutant Girl fan art that existed. Hold on.
But yeah,
Now
again, just like on phone, even if that restriction wasn't a thing, it would still be nerve-wracking knowing that there is a possibility of just revealing something that I had not intended. And I considered like making a video of what my editing process looked like, but like nobody would watch that.
well, you just recommended it to me, so I would check it out.
You've seen my editing process. It's ADHD.
Well, it's very actually, Ghosty. Your editing process, as I've like seen from like the few clips of your animations that I've seen, is very similar to Jacob's actually, because you also use animated mouths, don't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, very similar.
I'm mostly like.
So used to crop out the eyes and work on those separately in post before Gacha Life 2, helped that feature along.
I don't like Gacha Life 2. I'll be honest and real.
I tolerate Gacha Life 2.
And I can't believe Luname was like, Gacha Life 2 is buggy and broken. How do we fix it?
No!
Easy. We just make Gacha Life 3. Abandon the process entirely.
Gacha Club fans, Lodi, fix your buggy game! Nah, bro, I'm gonna drop Gacha Life 2. Gacha Life 2 fans, Lodi, fix your buggy game! Nah, bro, I'm gonna release Gacha Life 3!
And even then, I seen that Gacha Life 3 is like a visual novel.
What? Dude, Chibi Maiden is going to be a billionaire before Gacha Life 3 even releases.
Visual novel, you say, though, actually.
I like visual novels.
Dorvakin's interested. I do remember that that's one thing Monet was doing as well, was trying to make a visual novel using partial gacha, but also combined with The Sims. But yeah, maybe that means that Gacha Life 3 won't actually be a replacement in that sense, if people still want to make these style of videos, but rather more like offering that particular alternative, so they don't have to go the post-production route for visual novels. Maybe that's the idea. If that's the case, then maybe it's the smart decision we were giving it credit for. Maybe. High emphasis on maybe here.
Like, we don't know what Lunamaid's cooking until they come out with it.
Lunamaid doesn't cook. Lunamaid burns.
Unfortunately,
It's
Gacha
raw!
Gacha Life 2 came out a little too raw, if you know what I mean.
Oh, we all do. Especially me. The 2 weeks I spent working on People Above with even less sleep than I normally get. I will never forget that.
That's like, yeah, Gacha Life 2 has a lot of tech that I want to use, but also the desaturation for the colors is gone. And now Ulrich's maroon sweater looks just a darker shade of red, and I want to cry, and because my boy's sweater is the wrong color, and it makes me sad. And I normally wouldn't care, except I'm quite attached to the Gacha Life 2 color palette. And how sad it is.
So, Jacob, you have Julius on a green screen, and he's wearing a green outfit. See where I'm going with this?
I do see where you're going with this, and again, masking.
You've already accommodated?
Put him on a purple screen! Like,
I have tried several times.
Yourself?
I have tried several times in the past to have Julius on different types of screens. You've seen what that looks like in season 1. You know why I don't do that anymore.
What is he wearing on his pants? Like, what color are his pants that would make a purple screen not work? Oh.
Okay,
yeah,
okay, fine. The rip parts. There we go.
Yes.
For example, I used to use yellow screen for him, but that also was.
Oh, yellow's gonna be close to the skin tone. Like, dude, I have like a system of screens. Okay, green screen doesn't work. All right, we're going to purple. All right, purple doesn't work. We're going to light blue. So that's exactly what the problem was for Monty. Because Monty has green and purple in his design, so he goes to turquoise screen. It's a little bit more noticeable, but it gets the job done. Certainly spared the hours of masking that I would have to do.
Monty would just have to be a collection of just masked images if he were to... Oh no! I'm thinking of it now and it gives my eyeballs visual pain.
Yeah, that's where I would draw the line as well. I do have my upper limits, as much as that will surprise people to learn.
Fat chance, I have a hard time believing that. If this is your animation method.
Like, I gotta say, I've watched Aiden's method.
Aiden also uses animated mouth, though. Like,
yes, but he doesn't have a lot of the resources and/or keyboard shortcuts that Vegas has to offer. So even the stuff that I've managed to save on, he is unable to do so. Another reason why he like cuts a lot of more corners than I do.
Yeah, that, and he has a pirated 2022 version of Adobe Premiere Pro.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he does cut some corners because he can retroactively afford to cut corners.
I mean, if you put it that way, then yeah, I guess from a certain point of view.
a certain point of view, I've seen Aiden's editing style, and it is practical for Premiere Pro.
Now I'm curious, because now that I've recently found the feature that tells you how much time you spend animating in your projects, I've been fascinated with how much time I spend on this. So, Scene 2 currently has 3 hours and 42 minutes. This one... This is Scene 1. Scene 1B. 5 hours, 26 minutes. Jesus. Oh my god, Scene 1A is 9 hours. I need to stop looking at these things. It will do nothing for my mental health.
Yeah, or for your credibility regarding, you talk about how efficient things are.
Okay, listen, alright? What would take me 10 minutes would take you 40. Alright? I do tweeting.
That's the reason why I look forward. That's one of the reasons I look forward to seeing, to seeing your process in some way. Because again, I tried something I tried a tweeting program to see if I could actually use it for anything. It's like, oh yeah, this. Aside from the learning time, which obviously that would take some time anyway in general. So I'm gonna think about it for something else. But yeah, I looked through and it's like, huh. I don't know if this would work in the way that I'm hoping. At least not for gacha. But then again, I could be wrong. That's why, yeah, I definitely would recommend doing that stream at some point.
When you think of my, stop motion videos, the ones if Jacob and Bon were in a pop group. That was a stop motion one with tweening and green screening where necessary. And the actual animation part for this 30-minute video took me about a week. That's it. The thing that took all of my time was the Addiction music video tweening. Same with Chaos and Jacob Butter streams, which is pretty much all stop motion and green screening. Probably about because of how long it was, probably about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. But this has had me this episode and all Secrets of the Plex tweening that have come before it, months and months and months, non-stop grind.
Man, kind of why I was non-stop.
I was interested in offering to take a scene myself to help you with the mutant girl, but I don't do animated mouths, so I don't think I'd be able to help.
Yeah, too bad.
I've used them before.
Well, see, that's why Aiden sends the scenes without the mouths, like what I just saw here. It's for that reason.
Well, I would just make it even more complicated by making the characters too much and you would have to keyframe the mouths every 2 seconds.
Honestly, they say that to me is less egregious than the screenshotting process in gacha in general. With things that anything that I do in Vegas is honestly okay, yeah, I can actually I can do this work there. This I'm playing something else. I've already done the hard work of determining what I want. So I just bring it all together. It's less of a hassle for me. It's I'll put on some Avantris. I'll just sail through this.
Yeah, because the thing about your style as well is that you don't screen record the character's animation frames. You just have every single frame put on your software. I'm seeing it right now. It's top left. You have every single frame of that character, and then you just record it individually and adjust it individually. Whereas all I need to do is screen record it and time it correctly to the voice line, and then crop it, and then that's it.
I mean, yes, the reason that's what I used to do actually. The reason I stopped doing that was because 2 reasons. One, because I've edited this I've made these screenshots on 2 separate computers, and another one, and another one is because like what that resulted in was me having like a super long, recorded file. I think at the time my recorder actually made it like even like the like an AVI file, so even like larger. So that might have been a contributing factor. But even in general, with MP4s, you still have the same frames. All that you're doing is cutting out the parts that you don't actually want. It's either you have it separately or you have it together. It ultimately ends up, it ends up netting you the same thing. I'm syncing this to the audio the same way that you would sync that to the audio. It's just for me, I'm extending things rather than you, contracting them. While I say that, I actually realize that for some reason it's looping.
Like if it's in a shot or in a scene, like your character's only going to be talking for like a good 3 or 4 seconds before the shot changes to somebody else. Why would your videos of screen recordings be so long?
Because as it would depend on I think maybe part of it was because my screen record at the time wasn't the best with pausing, or if it was, I had to like bring it back up again and then like press the button, which would also mean I have to like trim that stuff out anyway. Maybe, but even then, you still have to either crop or extend if you make a mistake. If you go slightly over for everything, like I would do in that situation, and course correct, I was like, okay, well I can apply that. But again, the result is the same, whether or not you're extending something versus contracting it.
Agree to disagree, I say. It's just what works for different people, right? Because what works very well for me might not work very well for you.
I've tried both ways.
Well,
in fact, you can actually see in season 1 the Musing Girls sometimes where I've like accidentally started or stopped the screen recorder a second too early, so you can see the glint that you get when it be like pressed on guard. But yeah,
do it.
Yeah, I would have redone it if I'd noticed, or if I would like picked a different part of the frame if I had, because again it was extended shots, so I could have picked from somewhere later down the line, or just looped it. That's also another option I could have done if I'd seen it. Oh, Ghosty's been responding to the chat. I was like, I need to like look at this in a second.
I didn't want to interrupt you guys' conversation, so I was just talking to Ghosty through chat.
That's fine. I was going to respond onto the Onceler comment from earlier, but then that the moment had passed. Yeah, apparently Julius now looks like the wizard from Wizard of Oz or the Onceler from the Lorax.
Yeah. He's a sentimental man.
Julius, the lore, and the Winsler.
How neutral can he be?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know what else? I think the different types of devices used for animation definitely plays a big part in it as well, because the thing is, I can just like screen record it, it'll go to my photos, and then I can import it because my animating software is connected to my photos, and then boom, that's it. But I think it's a lot more complicated for you, especially considering screen recording can just be a button press. Whereas with you got like a mouse, you got to click it and stuff. You have to worry about the mouse showing up on the screen recording. Like, yeah, that's a whole other thing as well. I didn't even consider.
For me, screen recording is a 3-button press.
Yeah. It's
also,
a 2 for me.
By the way, I'm not doing animated mouths anymore, except for like the scenes I've already completed. I'm doing non-animated mouths for the rest of it because, honestly, I am one single person and it's taking too long.
Goody! Jacob, learn something!
Like, listen, at least Jacob has like Aiden and a sufficient team.
This is literally Aiden's scene, and Aiden chose not to put the animated mouths on to make Jacob do it. What are you talking about?
This isn't Aiden's scene. The one we've had before was Aiden's scene. And I requested that he do that. Well, we talked about it because like that was one of the things that actually we've gone back and forth on that because it was one of the things that we complained that Gacha Life 2 didn't have. and that's one of the reasons that he dropped out of editing the first People Above episode. That's why Mrs. Dice doesn't have those. But because, again, I'm trying my best not to downgrade the visuals. This is a remake of an episode. If I don't do everything I can in order to make it as best as it can possibly look, what's the point of remaking it? So that's why for the Mutant Girl particularly, I pull out all the stocks. For other shows, I might compromise a little depending on the show in question.
You hold yourself
but not
to
this
such a
one.
high standard. I can relate to this.
Well, yeah. Like in this case, like again, honestly, the idea of doing remakes was Aiden's idea in the first place. I was not going to remake any episodes like at all. You know, I was going to do something else for the anniversaries and and focus my energy on like actually evolving the show. With the newer episodes rather than constantly going back to the other ones. It's like I'm fine with the idea that season 1 does not hold up visually. But eventually he talked me into it. So I said, okay, compromise is I only do it for the anniversaries and I only work on them starting January because otherwise nothing would ever get done, even though it's been much slower over time in general. Yeah. Like if it were me, it's like, okay, well, I just, I'll be fine not remaking these at all. But if I'm going to do it, then I'm going to do it properly.
Tomatoes, bananas.
Like,
for example.
I think the one thing in editing that I hate doing is
Editing. Me too, man.
Oh no, I love editing. I would over-edit the shit out of Monster Compendium if I didn't have a timeline
all right,
now.
Ghosty, come on, pay up. One for the jar, come on.
Fine.
Don't have you saw you did it to yourself.
I know I did it to myself. Anything, I shot myself in the foot this time.
This is unacceptable behavior.
I love editing. The one weakness I have when editing is I don't like audio. Don't like doing the audio.
Yeah, you know what? I have problems with audio too.
Yeah, I had this issue with I'm looking up the butterfly, by the way, Ghost Kitty. I had this problem recently, and this problem rarely shows up, but when it does, I was doing a scene in The Secrets of the Plex. It's this episode. It happened like 2 days ago, and it's this bug where sometimes when you overload the app too much, it'll just crash and delete or undo all the stuff that you've just done. And it happened at like the worst possible moment where I needed to fix the audio, and then my the entire 4 minutes worth of animation I did of A14 just absolutely disappeared. But it was okay though, because I'd already exported it. It just had bad audio, so I just basically opened a new project, swapped the audio around, muted it, and redid it, and then it was fine. But God, man, if I hadn't exported it, I would have been so mad. All right, Ghost Kitty. That's kind of weird, actually. That's a really weird butterfly.
I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just I have a neurotypical aversion to recordings of my own or other people's voices.
Isn't that like every spoken thing ever?
Not quite.
You said yours or other people's voices. Anytime you hear someone speak,
Recordings.
It's someone else's.
Recordings of other people's voices. Like playbacks of things I've heard them say before. It's just my brain clocks it as uncanny and makes me gag.
Oh, I have issues with mixing. Getting the right ratio of music to audio, and as well as factoring in how different people's audio will sound different. Because Jacob's audio, for instance, for Taylor and Monty, are quite loud and crisp, and there are other ones like the Emily's lines are just quieter. I mean, they're still fine, but they're just you can see the you can clearly tell the difference. Because Muriel will say a line like, "Oh my God, is he okay?" And Taylor will be like, "Ah, he's fine. It's great. I'm very loud now."
Have you tried amplifying and then reducing? Or ducking?
Did I work on mobile?
Yeah.
Okay, I rely on that for Mutant Girl audio balancing because I have the same issue with several other people. Sometimes people will be so loud they peak the microphone. Most people will be too quiet. I also have a thing. There's also a program called CN Levelator actually. That if you can put like audio into it, it's not infallible, but it will try to bounce different levels behind it. The problem is, if you have audio that's like deliberately quiet, like someone's supposed to be whispering in a scene, it will amplify it too much. So be careful with it. But in general, it's usually an alright thing to use.
No, that's nice.
It works in reverse too. If people peak the microphone, it will reduce it so they don't.
Yeah, exactly. I have a very similar software. I actually use BandLab, and because BandLab has that gain option, it gets rid of the peaking when it happens. I mean, for some instances, I think you can think of a few, Jacob, where audio peaking would be a significant issue. If you know, you know.
And I do.
You would. The BandLab wouldn't be able to fix it because it just like kind of registers the peaking as part of the audio and so turns that down, but also just goes brrr, so sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Oh yeah, and definitely my Xenial lines, A10 lines, they were significantly quiet for some reason. I think it was because I was recording on something different because I've got to put the filter on it as well. So it's very important, and I actually was very conscious about this when I was doing the lines, is that I was very particular about my articulation so that every single sound of the word could be heard, just on the off chance that the voice changer distorts it too much, you won't be able to understand what they say. So I'm very adamant about pronunciation. The irony. I watched Wicked, all right? In Wicked they say pronunciation.
Oh, damn it. Okay, I thought you were being quirky. Fair enough.
Well, I mean, I am being quirky. I just talked about Wicked, for goodness sake. But
Bon is quirky, just a different flavor.
Yeah, I obviously know its pronunciation, but I just I just find myself quoting the stuff from Wicked too often. It's just like, oh, I cannot express my gratitude.
See, if I thought of that kind of mispronunciation, I would just think of Ruby from Phoenix Shop Days.
I don't know what that is.
No, Afmao.
Surprise, surprise! I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
We need to get you in the chair
No.
to watch the mice.
No, I will bite my way through that chair. No, you are not sitting me down to watch Afmao.
I'm doing this with
What?
Vin as well, actually, at some point.
Okay, counterpoint. What if I pay you?
She says, as I just see the money for the swear jar, or the soiree jar. Yeah. Yeah.
You would.
You paid the wrong person in that case, but also thanks for the donation.
Yeah, just in my inbox, Ghosty has sent $150. Optional message. Watch Afmao.
Honestly, if you got paid $1 an episode, you probably have $300 by the end of the process.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
I like Ghosty. I like that butterfly a lot more. It's nice and colorful. Ghosty, I thought you were trying to save your money, man.
I am, but my stream.
No! Dude. Kawaii-chan's
Alright.
a little bit too much for me.
Kawaii's not in every episode.
Zane is also
She
too
is
much.
a lot towards the beginning, in fairness.
Zane is also a bit too much for me. And because KW and Jacob both roleplay those characters whenever My Street is in a review, it's just too much for me. I can't. And I run away.
We do enjoy our role plays, of course.
Oh, maybe I'll just play a KW. Jacob, stop! Stop! Jacob,
I don't think
stop.
Zane actually gets KW in that.
Really?
In the
That's the
seems like
No, I don't think
the
so.
most
Even
established
even
way.
though it's like the same register as Shadow and Espio, more or less.
Like, probably because she knows the character of Zane and that there isn't any feelings.
Like she doesn't know Shadow?
No, that is why. That is why, because she does know Shadow. That's like part of the association.
Oh, it's the opposite. Okay.
Yeah. If I was wondering what I was just doing, by the way, I found out that I accidentally looped part of the audio, which means that the episode. Oh, I actually got to fix this too. Which means that the audio length I've actually done more than I thought I had, because because it's a shorter recording.
Oh no!
Of which we do have to eventually return to Lionsgate. Do we have to though?
Do we have to?
Like,
I mean, you don't have to be there for it, but you know, I would very much like to finish this, you know, the review series.
Like, I would also very much like to finish it, mostly because I'm interested if Dogen can make a complete story out of the various loose threads they have at their disposal.
Mm.
Even if there is too many loose threads, this puzzle is never going to end with this many pieces.
we never finished it, and I think there's like 2 episodes left, I think. Dude, just call it a day, man. Hang up the AFML bag.
No.
Why would I call it a day if there's only 2 episodes left? If I've sat through, what was it, like 13 episodes so far? Like, why not finish at this point?
Mark, I think there's been more episodes uploaded recently.
Right as I say that.
Long way to go, man. Just like pack it up.
I mean, that's the equivalent of like starting a journey and then getting to like the second to last destination and being like, I've had enough, I'm going home.
Jacob, you've seen how my journeys go. I usually walk down the path, see that a leaf is comically out of place, and then backtrack.
Penguin!
Penguin? Penguin!
Jacob,
What?
what was that?
Okay.
No,
Is it a
Jacob.
I don't know.
Yes,
You just said
I swear to
penguin
God, I
randomly.
saw penguin.
I don't know what you're talking about. I actually
don't do
don't
that.
know.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, no, I'm looking around. I'm looking around like all the things I have open right now.
Am I tweaking? What the heck just happened?
I don't know. Chat, did you see a penguin?
I swear I saw a penguin. Am I nuts? Oh my god, I might be nuts. Continue what you're doing. I need to find this.
Yeah, scroll back through the stream.
I
and
swear
see
to God, I
the-
just saw a penguin.
Okay. All right. I do that. Time to
It's like
replace the
with the
audio.
bongos. There!
Quickly. There, a penguin.
Oh, what are you? You guys are trolling. Come on. I saw it that time. Jacob. Yeah, there.
What?
Stop. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna do exactly what I just did right now. Oh, okay.
Jesus, don't gaslight me, man. There was a penguin.
Okay, I don't remember saying that as my desktop, actually. So I don't know if that like constantly changes. I never noticed that. Like whenever I tell my computer, I normally like have my browser like already there. So maybe like my desktop background changed. I just never noticed it.
I have never felt more reassured in my life, because if I didn't see that penguin, I might have been sent off.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Dude, the anxiety levels.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's me looking through Dogen's channel. Like, what episode were we on last?
This is where I tend to like go into my channel studio and just also determine that. I don't know.
Hold on, I can do that. I can determine.
I'm still recovering from the potential insanity life check.
That sounds like a D&D thing. Roll an insanity check.
I wouldn't know. Oh, penguin.
9, 12, 13.
I wouldn't know. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh wait, no, this is the wrong scene. Yeah, I don't need to replace that. It's in here. It's this one. There we go.
Oh my gosh. That is unbelievable.
Like, it doesn't help that when you go to Dogen's channel, there is a Lion Gate playlist, but it's incomplete and doesn't have all of the episodes in it.
Oh, of course.
So you have to scroll through their channel in order to find it.
In the playlist, there's 2 Lionsgate episodes left, but there's new episodes that aren't on Dogen's channel that are on Dogen's channel but are not in the playlist.
Hmm.
Man, imagine not being consistent with your playlists. Imagine, Jacob. Imagine.
So there's 14.
Well, if we're talking about about show navigations, the word imagine does spring to mind.
Touche.
So we stopped at episode 13. We have 14, 15.
I just got wrecked.
14.
Listen, man. My playlists are in
15.
change. The channels are connected, alright?
Oh, this won't be.
Manage. You let me live down past mistakes, no matter how hard I try to forget them.
It was like how we met. Well, not quite how we met. That was like in chat, but like it was how we connected. So it's like I'm not gonna forget that. Yeah, it did leave a lasting impression. It's like I want to check out this series, but like, what do I do? I only see episode 5. I guess I'm watching episode 5.
15, 16.
And then KW reacted to me reacting to it.
Oh my god, yeah, I almost forgot about that. And I was about to say, well, you could have just told me, but like, dude, we hadn't even exchanged Discords yet. Like,
no,
there's nothing you could do.
Exactly.
There are 3 more episodes of Lion Gate for us to watch left.
Yay.
Let me look
Again,
at the
honestly,
playlist.
yeah. Small potatoes in comparison to what we've already, lived through.
I guess.
I don't know. I think part of my problem with Lion Gate comes from it's fanon and canon at the same time.
Oh, that hurts.
Like, normally fanon doesn't... Fanonian. I don't like Fanonian.
Is that even a word, fanon?
Yeah, there's canon, as in, canon. And then there's fanon, which is fan canon.
Yeah. In fact, actually, mine, I were going to do a series one time called Canon or Fanon. Where like we both like challenge others, like say like a bunch of facts about something, or to determine whether or not they came from actual source material or from fan fiction.
Yeah, like, I don't like the fandom's interpretation of Ian, and that is all over Lion Gate, and I'm like, no. I don't want to do this right now.
Wait a second.
Ghost Kitty, we have the same problem. I don't like how Ian is a good guy on Lion Gate either. Mostly because it gives me the willies.
He hasn't earned it. And the way they justify it doesn't make sense either.
I was in hell, and now I am good.
Yes, and Blaze's life was exchanged for mine because no one wanted to see Blaze instead of me. Why would they possibly want to see an actual likable person who was actually a fan favorite at the time, as well as Ian, for different reasons?
Like, and then we have the villain lineup of Lion Gate, which also doesn't make much sense if you really think about it. we have Kai as a villain because Kai wants to get with Aphmau, but that doesn't make any sense because Kai at the end of his appearances in My Street was like, yeah, no, I'm not into Aphmau anymore.
Yeah. And also, if he wanted a villain that was the one to get with Aphmau, Ian was already there.
You have
Just use
like,
Ian.
Like Ian could have escaped hell some other less lucrative way.
That reminds me, you know the Black Beauty sisters, the ones that I talked about and I showed like the screenshots of before? Yeah, actually in I forgot that this happened, but in like episode like 50 something, when they return, they actually say, "Oh yeah, we came from the depths of heck in order to." They actually use that line. It's like, oh well, all right then.
So does
Lion
Liongate.
Then escaped, but no, I stand corrected.
Like, so does Liongate. We literally have flashbacks of Ian in the underworld. I'm gonna call it the underworld because it doesn't make sense for My Street to have.
Well, I mean, it has the Nether, which was already a thing that existed.
Like the Nether, but it doesn't have straight up.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
Doesn't have biblical hell.
Or at least not as far as we know.
Like, that's what makes me raise my eyebrow, is that we already have an established afterlife. Why do you need to bring the one from Christian mythology into this?
Oh, that's just the Moena ones. Okay.
Why are the same problems I have with Liongate the same problems I have with Hazbin Hotel?
By the way, I cut this. I cut the screen because I'm looking through my files and I don't want everyone to see everything. I don't see anything that's incriminating. I'm kidding.
What's in your files, Jacob?
Ha.
He's hiding the penguin in there.
He's hiding the penguin. Where's the penguin, Jacob?
Jacob, I'm not crazy, Jacob. Show me.
Where's the penguin?
Where's the penguin?
Does he sound crazy?
Yeah, I was gonna say. You either sound crazy or like you're about to look a musical number. Or both.
Where's the penguin? I'm yet to be given like a villain role in any series. I really wanted to, much like BB has often ranted about, or raved about actually is the better term. She really likes leaning into that intensely like chaotic side of her. And I just never get to because I'm always playing the exact same character with typically that calm and collected tone. Save Sun, I guess. But that was self-casted.
Wait, is that
Yeah.
Jacob's? Is the penguin Jacob's desktop background?
Yeah.
That's what we found out. Yeah, I just didn't notice.
Penguin. Why am
Okay,
I
here we
seeing
go.
a lot of penguin?
Like, I'm sure my desktop background at the time of my editing stream was the Fortnite island.
My desktop background hasn't changed since I got the Chromebook. It's like a
Oh, that's right. That's why I stopped at this frame.
it's like a FNAF Vanny background. Oh no, it's not. It's oh, you won't know this. It's like an ARG. It's from an ARG. It's called Gen Loss.
Oh, that the ARG that Rambo started?
Yeah. That's my background. It's the one where Rambo's like crucified. Yeah, so again, further solidifying the point that maybe I shouldn't be making an editing stream to see that. Where's your mouth?
I need to timestamp something for later. Okay. Yeah, that was for like the mouse needed thing for the thumbnail. Okay, so here we go. Do I have
Bro
a...
thinks he's an Avox.
Hmm. Okay, so I've messed up here. What I did for these shots, you know how I mentioned before that now that I know the method of like layering, I wouldn't do this again. Yeah.
Oh, Jacob! We talked about this.
I had a distant blade hand. Normally I have a distant blade hand for like this type of scene and everything. I said because I always take the screenshots, I would do it this way. Yeah, I don't have the other one of these.
Jacob, we talked about this, man.
Yeah, so like so it's like here with Morwenna, the way I did this with like how I did this hand here. You know, that's disembodied.
It's okay. It's what a
This is
typical.
entirely separate, yeah.
It's what a typical like tweening body looks like in my thing. It's nothing new to me.
Yeah. Problem is this: I don't have like the layer underneath. I'm gonna have to find a way around that with this phone because I need the phone itself. Actually, wait, maybe I can take it from here. I can. Yeah, I'll just do that instead.
Like, for me, I don't tween, but I do have certain movements that are tweens.
Yeah, that's a common practice. That's typically how people like test the waters themselves by just trying very, very small things. Instead of like going the entire distance by making an entirely tween video. That's basically how I got into just keyframing in general. I just started very small.
Yeah, for keyframing, I definitely didn't start as small as I should have done. But if anything, that kind of sounds like it sounds like, you know, it kind of sounds like what I do essentially, particularly with the eyes and such, because that's not exactly.
All right.
I am fond of tweening because I think it looks cool, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm an editor, not an animator. I have no idea what I'm doing. Bon has tried to teach me once, but you are not
Dude,
the...
You're not the... If I had a nickel for every time I tried to teach someone how to tween and they gave up on me, I'd have 3 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened 3 times.
Like,
Yeah.
it tried to teach me using a light motion, but I can have a light motion.
I'm a bad teacher. Okay, so okay, so you got the app, right? Yeah, okay. So now you're gonna set up a PSD. Do you know what that is?
I actually do know what a PSD is, but I don't have PS, so I can't make PSDs. That's another issue. I don't have Adobe Creative Cloud. I was wondering for this time, like how Aiden had Premiere Pro as a result. It's like, oh, now I understand.
Oh yeah, his dad got it from him, but he said, oh, his dad paid for it on a website. But I noticed that Aiden also didn't have the Adobe suite, which comes with Adobe.
His dad paid for it on a website. Was the website adobe.com by chance? Or
No,
their
it's
domain
like
name is?
usually when you buy things on Adobe, you buy them with the the download to the Creative Suite. No, Aiden just opens it up without the suite. Or without having to manage through the suite. So I asked him straight up, hey, how did you, get Adobe Premiere Pro? And he was like, oh, my dad got it through me. He paid a one-time, lifetime subscription on a website.
Adobe famously does not offer those. Adobe are well known for subscription-based, services.
Oh my god.
And then I was like, 100%. Oh, yeah. Aiden's family member might have pirated this for him.
No,
I'm just impressed they didn't get a virus. The fact that it wasn't malware, already a victory in my books.
Already a victory. I need to find who Aiden's dad hookup is. I want to get my hands on Premiere Pro.
Like, well, since we know that it worked out. Oh, dearie me.
Tell me who your
All right, guys.
contacts
I'm
are.
gonna sign off for the night.
See you, Bon.
Glad I was
Yeah,
able
fair
to
enough.
fill
Maybe-
the void very briefly.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, we have been going for, like a long time now. So yeah, maybe after I finish this image, I'll stop as well.
Well, I gotta bounce now, so see you later.
Okay, fair enough. See you later. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining.
I want that editing stream from Bond now.
I do too. Listen, I also want to harass them for my street content.
I think maybe Bond kind of like underestimates like how much appeal like his knowledge actually has to people, because he said it before, no one watches. Like, well, there's only a couple. Then again, that sounds like me with merch. People keep trying to tell me like, oh yeah, if I made merch, I would buy it, and it's like, well, I promoted my book earlier, no one bought it, so I don't trust you lot now.
I wanted to buy your book, but then you said not to buy your book. Now
I
you
think that
want
might
to-
have been because I was in the middle of like doing a re-edition or something.
If it's out for real now, then I would like to get my hands on it.
I mean, it always was out for real. I was just giving like enough time for Amazon to update it.
Oh. Yeah, Amazon is hilariously bad at that.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. So it's like, but yeah.
Also-
Speaking of books, actually, I am very close to finishing a new one.
Ooh.
That's in Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I have to work on the English translation first before I like promote that to this channel specifically.
Also, I think Bon underestimates how far I'm willing to go to make them watch my stream.
Well, I mean, now that the subject of payment is on the table, yeah, that's I think it's getting the idea. Okay, there we go.
I paid a
Fixed.
friend to watch Italia with me.
Ah.
Basically, they were like Aiden and had a negative impression of the series, and then they were like you to where they got in. This is weird, but I'm kind of into it.
Yeah.
I am the gateway drug for most people to get into Italia, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, when it comes to media, I like to give things a try at least. Give it a shot, but
Yeah, like, I think it's unfair to label certain media as certain things without having seen it first.
yeah, except trailers. I'll hold my ground on that one, but other than that,
Listen, that's because they put all of the best jokes in the trailer, so when you eventually watch the movie, it's sometimes underwhelming. Like, oh, I've seen
it's not
these
even because
jokes
of
before.
it's not even because of that, but that's also that might be a part of it, but it's not because of that.
Oh, you like to go
It
into...
really is because like I've made up my mind on like whether or not to see something. Usually, actually, there was one exception when my parents and I were trying to pick out a movie to watch. When they came to visit, there were some things we hadn't heard of, so we're like, okay, we'll check out the trailer for this thing. Check out the trailer for this thing. See what common ground we have. So then they came in handy. Because like, well, me and Varys hadn't worked out, so maybe there was an exception after all.
Like, I just don't watch the trailers on principle, because theoretically, the experience I'll get from watching the trailer is the same one I'll get from watching the movie.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's usually the case for me. Oh, there we go. It's got the layering. The pixels, The pixels. Okay.
Pixels. I hate the pixels.
That's fine. Expand by 1. There we go. That should do it. And then if I give it the same file name, it should just automatically... There we go. That's not... It's not ideal, actually, but, yeah. Maybe I'll work on that a little bit afterwards, but also that reminds me. I need to put a green layer down here. Because otherwise I will otherwise it will be a black background, and as much as I can absolutely mask around Judas's green outfit. I can't chroma key black, so yeah. You know, starting from here, who cares? Right. Another issue that I found is actually on the Morwenna side of things. There's a part where she's jumping up and down, and that part is I went back and forth on Gacha Life 2, and sometimes the background color changes, you can't recover it, so it's a slightly different green. It's like, okay, it's only different enough when you have like the other existing green in the background. I'll show what I mean, and then I will end the stream.
Wait, before you end the stream, Bon is like, Ghosty, could you ask Jacob if he's seen the remake of The Secrets of the Plex logo?
No, I have not seen the remake of The Secrets of the Plex logo.
Oh. Yan bitchy.
There we go. Now.
Okay, I'm putting it in his DMs now.
All right, one more image then. Oh wait, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, for some reason the frames didn't actually save. I had them in by date, and for some reason they were out of order. I don't know why. But hey, look, here's a solution I found. Just have the open palm for Julius as he keeps looking through this.
Oh, you're right. That is a solution.
Yeah, it only works when he's being like super dramatic though, so I couldn't really do that beforehand. But yeah. And I need an extra part here where when it says none of your business. So I am just going to take advantage of one of Vegas's best features and just plop that bad boy in. And yeah. Hold on. Okay.
Bon also wants me to ask you, if he knows when the next Pregnant Man review will be, so I can adjust my schedule accordingly, assuming it's this week.
Well, I mean, that is an assumption to make that it's going to be this week. I don't know if it would be or not.
If there is another Pregnant Man stream, then I am not going to be there.
I don't know, Bon. Tell me your schedule, and then I will decide it. And I'll pick a day that's that you can do.
Because you love to be on the Pregnant Man streams.
Why is that not working?
Why does that sound so unhinged? Get me out of my nose.
Yeah, sometime before the remake comes out, do another editing stream. Maybe once I actually put this scene together, so you can kind of see, eventually the part where like this part comes to life, which was supposed to be today, but again I didn't I didn't account for the 3 hours of walking back and forth from the neighboring town.
Today can also be tomorrow. Also, any day but the weekend, but I'm free pretty much all of next week if that works. Cause by canceling out the weekend, it only leaves you like 2 days this week.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I guess it'll be one of those 2 days then. Okay. Also, there we go. I'll just pick up the DMs. There we go. Secrets of the Plex new logo. Fair enough. Definitely much more legible. And with two different like chemicals of the anomalies. All right, fair enough. Nice idea. I'm wondering about this streak of light that seems to be like not blood, but around like the points of the syringes. That part I don't know what that's in reference to. So it reminds me of those links you get on like on those soulmate videos, which is probably not the best association.
Oh my videos!
Oh yeah, those are a delight.
In that case, I might need to re-edit that blood for the 5th time. I don't know how to
it
make
is blood.
Yes, I don't know how to make it look sufficiently bloody.
Well, I'll give you a hint. Blood doesn't normally trickle upwards if gravity is involved. That's the part that, you know, psyched me out, I guess.
And also, Bon was like, Ghosty's attempt at a drippy blood effect. It was my request.
Okay.
In that case, I might need to go back to the workshop floor with it. Unless you don't want me to change a thing.
Wouldn't change a thing.
Next week is at any time is also fine for the pregnant man streams. Everything except for the weekend.
Yep. Yeah. Again, those 2 days. Understood.
Ghost Kitty and I share the same brain cell? Does this mean we've technically seen the baby photos of the viruses? That's a cursed sentence I just said? Also, Jacob...
Okay, what is saying, Ghosty, tell him next week.
I am saying next week, and you're like, yep, the 2 days, and I'm like, next week.
No, okay.
Next week!
Well, it sounds like there are a lot of options then, which is good. Okay, what else was I going to do in the stream? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was going to do the I was going to show something with Morwenna. Forgot what it was now.
It was an error you found?
An error I found.
You do not have to do it within the next 2 days
yes.
time frame. Next week will work as well.
Yeah, okay. Understood. This week within the 2 days or next week. Got it. Moving on.
Josh was also like, moving on?
Well, from that, because we keep going back to the exact same point of like scheduling for this one review. It's like, okay, fine. You can do some time, whatever. But okay, but Josh's thing is slightly different. So can we get to next Camp Creek review after that? Okay. Well, we can maybe get it before. It depends.
Yeah, we have a plethora of days that are unscheduled unless Jacob has something waiting in the wings for his viewing pleasure or viewing disgust, whichever one is which.
Yeah. But Bon asked me this earlier, how I decide like which reviews to do. Is if I get a request on a particular day, I'll be like, okay, I'll do that. And if not, I'll scroll through the live and be like, okay, I haven't checked out this one, or this one is next on the arbitrary queue. Yeah. All right. Okay. So this is the era. So this is a bit more Morwenna's jumping up and down, and you see how it looks like the green is slightly different. That's because in Gacha Life 2, sometimes if you go back and forth between different green backgrounds, it will sometimes, depending on the glitch at the time, it will just change it. Yeah, this is one thing that I will just that once we get around to it, I will just mask around and But once it's chroma keyed, anything around this board will be cropped anyway. So who cares? That part I'm not bothered by because I know that I can fix it later. So that was it really. And this is meant to be Morwenna's jumping speed. The leg twitching is kind of off-putting, but again, I can maybe angle her so she's different. Like this is one thing I'm going to do like a Guardians inspired moment where it's going to be like slightly more abstract than it was originally. So Morwenna jumping might also somewhat be redundant at this point. We'll see. But that was kind of it. Yeah. So thanks everyone for joining us for this. This is where we'll wrap this up for now. And next time you'll see the jumping partially in action if all goes according to plan. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe to us already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.
Farewell.